Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Basketball TITTH number 101. I'm your host, Justin Bruni. I got Blake Jacobs with me tonight, doubling it up. How we doing, Blake?
Good. How's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully good. We got a Wednesday full of basketball, and I'm ready to talk about it. Just gonna go through this. Just gonna go through the scores here real quick. We got Pistons Cavs playing right now. First quarter is almost over. Cavs are up 4, 32-28. We got the Kings and Magic playing almost through the first, 26-21. Kings are up by 5.
And not something you always get to say this early with the Kings playing on the East Coast.
Yeah. And the last one we got here, we got the Pacers rolling over the Hornets right now, 36-19 into the first.
You know what Sabonis is doing in that game? I know he was questionable.
We got Sabonis at 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 points through 10 minutes.
Spreading it around. I like to see it.
It looks like Holiday is leading the way with 11 points. Justin Holiday.
Nice. I don't have any props in that game. Some of my props, I got, James Harden under 9.5 assists. Miles Turner for the Pacers, I have him over 8.5 rebounds. How's he looking?
Miles Turner, 9 minutes, 1 rebound.
Not great.
Yeah, and, not good at all.
And then I had Darren Fox over 22.5 points. How's he looking?
All right, Darren Fox, we got him 2 points. End of the first.
Not great.
Not good.
Hope he goes off.
Yeah. Well, the good news in that game, it's a little closer. And the other one, I don't know if Charlotte's going to at least bounce back and make it a single-digit game by half. Hopefully. You're going to need it if you want those rebounds.
Yeah, I took the Pacers in that game, and I took the over. So, yeah, I would like to see the Charlotte Hornets get it together here, start getting into action. Let's jump over to the game previews, go into the games that haven't started yet, and then we'll double back again and do some more updates for these live games here.
Yeah, already. Up first.
What do we got?
We are looking at, I'm trying to make sure I'm saying the right oones here. We got Milwaukee and Toronto. Yep. I'm trying to skip
I was going to say, some of them may start as we go along here.
Yep.
So, Milwaukee going to Toronto, Tampa, whatever. Yep. They're home away from home.
Tampa. Yep.
What's the spread looking like?
Looks like Milwaukee's getting 6. And the over-under is 229.5.
229.5. Well, you said OG Anunoby, he is out, right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
We got OG out. I don't know if Siakam's out. Let me check.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. I like the over initially, with everyone at full strength. The Raptors love to shoot the 3-ball. They're going to live and die off of that. There's going to be a little bit less opportunity, with the perimeter defense of the Bucks. They're really good on, both sides of the ball. So I have the over picked in like my 20 game parlay, but I might be trending towards the under here with Siakam potentially, being on minutes limitation if he does play, and Anunoby being out. Siakam is playing. Okay, so that's good. So hopefully Boucher and Siakam just do a ton of 3-point shooting and shoot the lights out for me. Hopefully it's a big Kyle Lowry game. But I'm thinking the under here. I think the Bucks win and they cover.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know about 6, but I think they win. The next game we got Brooklyn Nets going into Atlanta, and the Nets are getting 5.5. Over under of 237.5 points. Now here, the points seem high. I think that there's going to be a little bit more defense. I don't think it's going to be a shootout necessarily.
Right.
I think it gets close, but I don't think it goes over that.
Atlanta has gone to the under 11 out of their last 13 games, and on the year they've only hit the over 4 times. So I don't think Atlanta is going to do their part. You can still have plenty of offense in this game and not go to the over. I like the Hawks to cover the spread, but I like the Nets to win. The Nets have been winning close games. They did lose, not great fashion to the Cleveland Cavs back-to-back games. That was pretty shocking. That was wild. The last time I picked the Nets to cover was in the first game in their back-to-back series where they were getting 10 points, and it did not go my way. They lost by 12. That was wild, right. in overtime, no less, to Cleveland. So Nets are letting teams play it close. They're still, definitely lacking at the 4 and 5 spot. So I think that the Hawks will be able to keep pace with them, but nowhere near that total. That's too big an order for the Hawks. For any team, that's a high number. What, 238? You said
237.5, and like you said, this team has been letting teams like the Nets get up and they just let teams come back. And so if that's the case, you think that maybe they will hit that over, but it's just too much for me, and I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, I still see that as like a 120, 105. I think the Nets can still clear them.
So I mean, you were telling me earlier that the 5.5 is scary to you, but you just said 120 and 105. So what's up?
Yeah, I just don't. I don't want to touch it. I think it's a close game, but I think that they can break away from them. With just their shooting and Irving, Durant, and Harden. But I don't want to bet on the Nets to cover right now. I think they're 9-8 on the season, not even 8-11. I'm sorry, 11-8 on the year for the regular record. Against the spread, they're 8-11. The Hawks are 9-8. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of wishy-washy, and the Hawks, for the total, like I mentioned, they've only gone over the total 4 times this year. So for me, that's where I take that score into place, is just that at certain points they just kind of die out, like the hot hands just go cold.
I see where you're coming from. So on to the next game: Los Angeles Lakers against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. The Lakers are getting 4 points. And I love it. It's my favorite bet of the night.
Okay.
I'm taking the Lakers by 4 all day. Kobe's reunion yesterday of his death. I think the Lakers are gonna play for Kobe tonight. All right. Give me the 4. We got an over/under of 222.5. I'm not gonna mess with it. What do you think about it?
I think it's a closer game than that. 76ers are getting all their starters. They haven't lost a game this year when they've started all 5 of these guys. I think they're going to be dangerous at home. Kobe's still from Philly, played high school there. I mean, obviously there's a huge connection with the Lakers, and I think LeBron and company kind of they build that up some for sure.
Lower Marion, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I think at the same time, we're looking at 2 really good basketball teams right now. 76ers are one of the best teams, if not the best team, coming out of the East right now. So I think we're going to see a good game. I think I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to say that the 76ers can cover the 4. If they don't just outright win, they lose by 2 or 3 points. I think it's going to be a close game either way. So I think maybe giving them that many points is a little bit too much. They were getting 3.5 earlier, so there's been action. Things are moving here. But I'm going to take the 76ers to cover. I'll take the Lakers to win still in a close game, and I like the over. What was it, 228?
222.5.
Oh yeah, give me that all day. 22.5. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
All right.
Let me see if I have any trends to back that up here.
Mud Dogs by 10. That's what it's going to be.
These are all straight ups. So it doesn't want to give me any overs here. Let's see. Actually, they've been hitting mostly the under in their last 5. So hopefully that changes tonight. I mean, I think there's plenty of offense from both sides.
I'm not going to mess with that
talent.
I'm not messing with that. No. And if I did, it's going to be close. I think it's going to be like 110, 112. And then you're like, fuck.
Well, fuck. That was close.
But, exactly. Vegas, damn you. You're really good.
I hate those nights.
Yeah.
Complimenting the books. All right, what's the next game?
All right, we got Denver going into Miami. Denver's getting 6.5. And the over-under is 215.5. I'm going to let you take this one.
I'll take the over there. I know Miami probably.
I agree.
They haven't been doing their part, but I think that they'll score enough points tonight to hit the over. Obviously, I think we're all taking Denver to win. And yeah, I think they'll cover too. I don't think the 6.5 should be in question up against Miami right now. They're hurting, but they have guys that can shoot. They have Kendrick Nunn still. Damn it, they still have Bam there. Healthy. I know Jimmy Butler's out. I don't. Tyler Hero was actually a game time decision tonight. I'm not sure if he's going to make it back in. Goran Dragic is out.
Dragic is out.
Mm-hmm. But I still think there's going to be plenty enough offense in here, and I think that the Jazz. They play good defense, but they don't play great defense. There should be plenty of availability up against them. So I feel like I'm sorry, the Nuggets. Yeah, sorry, the Nuggets. I was wrong screen.
You're good.
Yeah, so I think the total is just a little bit too low. I think that Miami is kind of holding that number down, if anything. Too low for me. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the over. I'm not going to mess with the points. But yes to the over. I like that.
So Miami is 8-8 on the year for the over and under, and Denver is 12-4-1. So yeah, I'm gonna take the over for sure. I like those odds. I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Denver's just too hot.
The Heat are going to be jacking them up. So yeah, rolling with the over.
Someone said, right. Is this for golf? Nice hat.
Yeah.
No, not quite. What was the next game?
Nice hat. Okay. I see. Okay. Boston Celtics versus the Spurs going into San Antonio. Boston's getting 4.5, and we got an over/under of 224 points. I will take this one. I'm going to take San Antonio plus 4.5, and I am going to take the under. What do you think about that?
Agreed, but I do think the Celtics win out.
I do too.
They're sitting Kemba tonight. Kemba's going to be out because he's resting for back-to-backs. Is that right?
I think Kemba's playing tonight.
Or wait,
Kemba
they played Monday. They played Monday, didn't they, up against the Bulls?
Yep, and he sat that day.
Okay, so that's what it was. So then he'll be back tonight. So yeah, I definitely love the Celtics still to win outright, but they are playing on the road. So give me the Spurs to cover. And yeah, the under was one of my few unders that I picked for the night. So I definitely remember it. Give me the under there as well. I think there's a good amount of defense on both sides, and just both teams, they just go through those little cold spells. Both can go a couple of minutes without scoring. So, yeah, I like the under there.
All right, up next, we got the Wizards going to New Orleans, and the Pelicans are getting minus 8.5. Over/under of 227.5. I'll let you take this one, Justin.
Yeah, I don't like the spread there. Pelicans should win, but man, you never know with some of these guys, like the no-namers, like, was it Jerome Robinson dropped like 26 for the Wizards the other night? Now he's going back to the bench tonight. Yeah, I don't want to mess with the spread there. Just give me the Pelicans to win and the over. I'll take the over.
I'm reading these comments. They're cracking me up. All right, up next, we have the Mavericks going into Utah. And the Jazz are getting 2.5, over/under of 220.5. I am going to take the plus 2.5 to the Mavericks. You said you like the Jazz still. We got Donovan Mitchell out. Yeah. I like the 2.5 points. I think Dallas actually wins this game, and I'm going to take the over of 220.5.
I like the over. I like the over for certain, but I still think the Jazz have them outgunned here. I mean, Rudy Gobert, Bogdanovich, and Kristaps. No offense, but it's kind of a wash right now. Like Kristaps, all he's doing is he's just scoring. He's not doing anything, immaculate, on the defensive side of the ball. Hardaway, Brunson, up against, Conley, Ingles, and O'Neal.
Yep. I understand. Where you're coming from. It's just, the points are just so close, like 2.5. That scares me. It makes me really think that, Dallas is going to go win this game. Like the way you're talking about how the Jazz has all this depth against the Mavericks. Yeah, they do. But Dallas, has players that are going to just play more minutes.
Right. Well, Utah too. They're just shooting the lights out from 3-point line.
They are.
I mean, I think they're going to be too much for Dallas.
Mitchell is a big piece of that. And,
He is.
I don't like it, but if I were to pick a spread bet, I would take the plus 2.5. And I don't blame you for taking, the 2.5 for the Jazz to win the game. But it just scares me, and that's why I'm going to take the 2.5.
Well, I took the money line to win the game because it's at minus 130, and the minus 2 is paying minus 112. So
why take the points and risk it? If they win by 1, then at least you're covering.
Exactly. And I love the over here. Like I just mentioned, the Jazz love to shoot the 3 ball. Dallas, they have the weapons to keep pace in a high scoring game. So I think the total is too low. Actually, to me, this should be at like 225, 226. Yep. So I love the total there. And I think the cream will rise for some of these back end guys. Joe Ingles, Royce O'Neal, when given the opportunity, he'll put up points, boards, assists, whatever. Kind of just playing in that clog offense, ton of space. Guys have can run wide open. Yeah, I think it'll be a good night for the Jazz. I think they can cover, but apparently the books have this as a really close game. I don't see it. I mean, 2 points. I see it as a 6 or a 7. To be honest with you, even with Mitchell out. Well, maybe with Mitchell in, it's a 6 or a 7. That's just what they're calculating here.
The points just seem fishy to me, and that's the main reason why I'm going against Utah. I think Utah's a better team at this point, depth-wise. I think they're gelling. But the spread scares me.
Yes, yeah. When it does, stay away. Don't get cute. Don't get cute. No need to.
All right. Up next, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder going into Phoenix to play the Suns, and the Suns are favored by 7.5 points. Over under of 216.
Yeah, give me OKC to cover. I mean, I think that's too many points with Devin Booker out of the lineup for the Suns. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think they'll win for sure. And you know what's really funny about that is the line. Weren't they like minus like 300 or something like that? 7 points for minus 300. That's a little suspicious as well, I'd say.
Right.
I like the total. The total's gone over in 4 of Oklahoma City's last 6 games. So I like the odds there. And Chris Paul should be able to still, run the floor and keep the pace of the game, moving in Phoenix's direction. I think that they're going to put up a lot of points and they're going to win. They probably should cover, but I think that's too much for OKC, who's playing really good basketball right now. I would probably recommend to stay away from that line as well. But it seems like OKC should cover.
Agree.
And these people on Twitch are letting us have it. Must be big show in Amsterdam or something. I don't know.
Golden Mike and all.
Fire bars, numbers. Maybe it's mathematics. I don't know. Big show in Amsterdam or Australia, perhaps. I'm not sure where these people are from.
Did you say mathematics or mathematics? Anyways.
I don't know. Actually.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, me either. The next game we have up, which is the last game of the night, we'll have the Minnesota Timberwolves going into Golden State to play the Warriors. The Warriors are favored by a whopping 8.5 points.
Yeah.
Over under of 231.
Give me the over. Give me the over, and I think Golden State covers.
Scary, but yes, I like the over. The points, I'll stay away.
I don't know why. I feel like it's too high of a number for the Timberwolves, but the books wouldn't put it this high if they couldn't hit it. So I feel like kind of similar to sniffing around the spread for the Mavericks and the Jazz. That's a really high number for the Timberwolves. They're gonna hit this for sure. It's going to be a big Seth Curry night. Give me over 45 points, potentially 50. Crushing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Should I put that bet in right now?
Yeah, his over unders, whatever it's at.
Let's see what his points are on Prize Picks.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll pull up
just single stat on Prize Picks. I got Steph.
I'll take
30.5 points.
Over.
Love it.
Over. That's really easy, actually.
Do I double it up with Mike Conley, 16.5?
I'm gonna try to get it right now. Actually, I don't know why they're not letting me. Seth Curry, 29.5. I'm smashing that.
Yeah.
Smashing that. Yep, just bet it right now. So we're good. Just making sure we're getting that out there. Seth Curry.
I got LeBron at 26.5. You think he shows out for Kobe? You'd think. He put up 46 the other night, right? I think the last game he played.
I guess if he's trying to show it for Cobes, I don't know.
Or do you think it's Davis? I mean, it's a guessing game. Who do you think has a better night tonight off the top of your head? Anthony Davis points-wise or LeBron points-wise?
LeBron, because Anthony Davis is going to deal with Embiid more. LeBron's going to be dealing.
He's also not going to have the ball in his hands. He's going to have to get the ball passed to him.
Right, so, exactly. And LeBron's going to be dealing more with the likes of, like Danny Green, and Thibault, some of these bigger guys. So yeah, I don't see it. I think LeBron's gonna have a bigger night.
Already.
All
right. That's the last game there.
Yeah, so we can jump into the live updates here. We both get them pulled up here. Just jump into some of the games that are going on. Let's see. Right off the get, we got the Kings over the Magic, 51-42. Live spread is 6.5, and the live total is 228. 4 minutes left in the second. Both teams have put up 19 points in the second. Definitely still see them getting to 25. Now they're at 23, with 3 minutes left. So, yeah, definitely see them getting now to like 28 or so. So, yeah, I'm going to take the over there. What do you think about the live 228.5?
Yeah, I like the over still.
Yeah, I like it as well. Kings on the spread, -6.5. Right now, they've got a 9-point lead. What do you think?
The live bet is 6.5 Kings.
Yeah, right now, and they have a 9-point lead. I think Orlando's going to cover.
Is that just for the half or the game?
Right now, it's for the whole game.
For the whole game, 6.5.
It's for the whole game, yeah.
And it's in Orlando. Yeah, I'm gonna take the +6 to Orlando. I think Orlando comes back and makes it at least a 5-point game. I would think.
Yeah, agreed.
What do you think?
Absolutely. I think they got the depth to do it, especially over the Kings. I mean, the Kings are just always so troubled too, and they're obviously still traveling from west to east coast. So yeah, I think they'll have some second half woes in the out of halftime here. Magic now, they have 25 to the Kings 23 second quarter points, so they're within 7 now. All right.
Well, your Hornets caught up.
My Hornets.
Well, I thought weren't you betting on Turner for rebounds or something? Miles Turner for rebounds.
Yeah, but he's with the Pacers.
Yeah, but you wanted that game to stay close.
Right. Yeah. They made a game of it. Brooklyn already down 7-2. James Harden looking a little chubbish. No, they're up 19-18 now. They were just showing me the update, but they went down early to start that game. Hawks, keeping it close as we said. Next game up, we got the Pistons over the Cavs right now. That's not making me very happy. Cavs need to get it together. Pistons 53 to Cavs 45. Spread right now is -2.5 to the Pistons. Live total is at 218.5. Still like the total. What do you think?
What is it?
218.5. I'm still taking
218.5. Yeah, totally. I'm there all day.
Yeah, so jump on that if you can. I think that's a nice little piece to jump in on early, or now if you haven't already. Let's see. Money line pick. Cavs, you're getting at +130. I'm still taking the Cavs to win. They're down by 8. Still taking them to win. Let's go.
No, I'm not.
You're not. You're pissed.
Nope.
No Blake Griffin, no problem for the Pistons. I mean, they got
Jeremy Grant.
Yeah.
I love him.
I wish
Boston would have got him.
I wish, or not wish, but I like me some Sadiq Bey as well. He's filling in for Blake Griffin tonight. Rookie this season, can shoot the 3 ball. It's looking good.
Yeah, he does.
Philly over the Lakers 19-16 right now, so they're covering early.
Yep.
Let's see. We got the Pacers and Hornets, as you mentioned. Pacers 52 to the Hornets 49. They are back in it. Let's see. This is a pick'em. They have no spread. Live total is 221, and there's 2 minutes left in the second quarter. So yeah, still taking the over there, over the 221. What do you think?
Taking the over as well. I'm right there with you.
A lot of overs tonight. I only picked like 3 unders this evening. And
the one I like the most is Boston going under.
Yep. Yeah. Same here. Boston and San Antonio. Game's still a pick 'em though, so we have no spread, and they actually just locked the money line, so nothing going there. Let's see. Next up, we got nope, that's still the Pacers and the Heat. 76ers 21 to the Lakers 16. Spread is now down to 2.5. And let's see, the over-under is at 231, so that's actually gone up. They're trying to steal some money back from folks there. I want to say to stay away from that. It's still really early on in the first quarter. We got 5 minutes left in the first. But what do you think about the movement here on the number here?
You said 2.5 to the Lakers still?
2.5. Well, yeah, still 2.5 to the Lakers.
I mean, I already took it in the beginning of the game. Why wouldn't I take it now? I'm still there.
Yeah. I feel like you said, it was like one of your best picks or best bets.
It's my favorite bet. I thought it was at 4.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. They still got the
Let me see. I have it pulled up.
They still have the Sixers as money line dog, so they got a 5-point lead. If you're on the Sixers,
the spread started at 4 points for the Lakers to win. So it's at 2.5. Yeah, I'd love to take it. I'd rather have the 2.5 than 4 for sure.
Chugga choo choo. Yep. All right, cool. So next up, we got the Nets over the Hawks, 22-21. About a minute left in the first quarter. Nets looking at 6.5 points here. Don't like that. Definitely going to take the Hawks still at plus 6.5. Over unders at 229.5. So they've come down a lot on the number. Now it might be the time to jump on it.
Yep.
Isn't it like 9 points they came down? 8 points?
It was at 237.5.
Yeah, so 229.5. I like that. I think they're again trying to make some money back here because people were hammering that under, and now the books saw what they got themselves into. So definitely want to grab that 229.5. Hit the over on that. Money line Hawks. They're down by 1 and they're plus 180. You ready to lay a few shekels on them?
On the Hawks?
Yeah,
I'm not.
The Nets have lost to lesser talent.
I know, but there's just so much talent that can score at will.
I feel you. 1 point game. I don't hate it. Plus option. If you guys want to go out and grab it, go and do it. But Blake and I are not putting our money on the Hawks to beat the Nets still. Sorry. Let's see. Not just starting here. This one's been going for a minute. Bucks and the Raptors. Bucks leading 30-25. Looking at a 7.5 point spread. To the Bucks, and the over/under is at 238.5. I mean, we gotta go to the under.
Yep,
it's not happening.
Take the under, and I would take the plus points to the Raptors.
Oh, okay. Saying the Raptors are going to cover. I don't know.
They're getting more now.
I got to see the half. I got to see the whole half here. Maybe
we had Toronto.
Maybe we can double back to that one.
We had it at 6, and now it's at 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take plus 7.5 to the Raptors.
Okay.
I haven't seen Milwaukee blow a lot of teams out by double digits, so I'll take the plus 7.5.
Yeah, but the Raptors are just so wishy-washy this year. They're so up and down, and they're a team I love to watch, a team I love to root for. But man, it's been a tough watch this year. Tough watch.
Yeah, it has.
If there's a team that it is at a disadvantage from the no fans and the COVID restrictions, it's obviously the Raptors. Like they can't even play in Canada, can't even play in their home country, let alone their home court, right? And then on top of that, just their fandom, their following is just so impactful. It's so big. I mean, it's like going to walking into a Duke gymnasium, Mike Krzyzewski's coaching. You know what I mean?
Kansas Jayhawks type of deal, for sure.
Exactly. And it's like that every damn – well, at least it was like that for them every damn night, It's as big as hockey up there. It's wild. So, yeah, they're definitely hurting from that. And I feel like, a team that doesn't really have do you consider Kyle Lowry and Pascal Siakam like elite stars in the NBA?
I wouldn't say elite, but definitely right under that for sure. I think that That team is really hurting from missing Ibaka and losing Gasol to the Lakers. It's depth that's not there now.
Kawhi Leonard.
That was 2 years ago, obviously, but
still,
they
you know
still
what I
made
mean?
didn't they still, weren't they like second or third without
They made,
Kawhi?
yeah. I mean, and they made their run too. But you saw what not having that superstar or whatever great NBA great how that affected their lineup and how their playoff run went, right?
For sure.
They need that extra guy, and not even an extra guy. They need the guy. Siakam, Lowry, Van Fleet. They're not it. They're not it. They need a stud. Lowry has good nights. Van Fleet has great nights. Siakam puts up really good numbers. Anunoby puts up good numbers. It's just that none of those guys are I'm taking the ball, last second shot. No one else is touching this thing. Exactly. None of them are killers. And who is supposed to take the shot at the end of the game? No one. You're supposed to have
find the open guy.
Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to just have the play ready to go. That's going to win you the game. It's just that any one of those guys can miss that shot easily.
Very true.
More likely than a Kawhi or even a Paul George. Which they could use. Absolutely,
they could.
Speaking of that, let's jump into some trade banter. Potentially, the Raptors, being in the mix there, needing some upgrades. As we're discussing, we're hearing a lot of talk. About like Andre Drummond potentially going to the Nets. JJ Redick, Lonzo Ball potentially getting moved, Kelly Oubre getting on the move. So we want to just kind of bring some other names to the forefront, talk up some potential ideas for trades. Some guys that we could see on the move. I'll throw one to you right away. What do you think about Ricky Rubio? I think he's getting underused in Minnesota. Could be a spot, for a lot of teams that just need, more direction on offense, just need a facilitator. Any spots you could see Ricky Rubio landing?
Off the top of my head, I would think he stays in the West.
Mm-hmm.
What do you maybe somebody that wants depth at guard? No one comes to mind off the top of my head, but maybe Orlando. I mean, they're kind of hurting at guard.
Yeah,
I think
like
that
Orlando.
He would work out, and
because he would give that team a lot of direction. You know what I mean? Like their identity at guard is so back and forth between, are we going to have, facilitators or shooters? You have, a lights out shooting guard in Evan Fournier, but he's not getting any younger. And then you have all these other guys in Fultz and Carter Williams. They're just kind of plugging away. And I feel like Rubio would give them, more of an identity as far as, these are our shooters and this is the guy that's going to give them the ball. Vucevic, Gordon, setting those guys up, even Fournier, Rubio and was it James Ennis, who I think would be the other starter there. I think those would be good facilitators and good guys to funnel the ball to, Fournier, Vucevic, and Gordon. So I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah.
Trying to think of another one. Maybe the Knicks. The Knicks have been talking about a Derrick Rose situation, potentially trading for him, or reuniting Derrick Rose and Tom Thibodeau. Derrick Rose has got to be hating that because he's got to be loving the rest, the change of pace from not playing every goddamn minute in the game.
He was glad when he got out of there the first time. He probably doesn't want to go back there.
Well, he was heartbroken. Watch the documentary. He was crushed. But I bet there was a sigh of relief. It was like, well, you know what? At least I don't play for fucking Tibbs anymore, murdering bastard.
I'm talking about like he was playing at the Knicks.
Oh, right. Sorry,
I'm not talking about Chicago. Yes, he was heartbroken when Chicago let him go.
That's true. But I could see Rubio going there again, another guy that would just give, a team some direction, right? Some of these younger guys that, I'm not saying they're playing street ball or anything like that, but it does seem like they do get it done on an individual basis from night to night. We saw Emmanuel quickly put up 31 points one night, and then he came back with 6. You know what I mean? Yeah. We've seen nights where Alfred Payton has put off, 24 to 28 points, and then he comes back with 4 to 6. Same thing with RJ Barrett. Nerlings Noel will go off randomly. You don't really know where the production is going to come because they're just really playing scrappy basketball and getting it done. And I think Rubio would be another, or New York would be another spot for Rubio to just kind of flourish the other pieces around him. I wouldn't hate Cleveland either and just moving Sexton to the 2. I think that, being able to get him the ball, off the pass rather than making him create every single shot would really open up his offensive leverage as well. Trying to think of another one here. Yeah, then they're just staying in Minnesota. They're just staying there and rotting away. Yep. I think him moving would just give like D'Angelo Russell a lot more opportunity to grow and just take over more minutes and be just more of a ball dominator. To just keep the ball in his hands, because where else is the offense coming from? Like, are we really going to continue to rely on Malik Beasley, for the 24 to 20, 28 points a game? I don't think that's sustainable. So,
what do you think about? What do you think about him going to your Bulls?
Malik Beasley?
No,
Rubio
off the bench.
I think he should go somewhere to start, and off the bench, I wouldn't hate it because it's very night and day of Colby White. Because you go from just a pick and roll shooter to a facilitator, so I wouldn't hate it. But at the same time, I don't know what Rubio is going to do with that secondary crew. Like, who is he going to be feeding the ball? Is he feeding Denzel Valentine so he can build, more, charity shelters with all his bricks? Who is he going to be, cutting the ball up to? If he came in and started, that'd be great. Maybe Colby comes off the bench, but I want to see Colby evolve. So I don't think it's think it's a good spot for him. Want to see Colby eat up all those minutes. So no, thank you. No Rubio. We were talking up the Magic. What do you think about just any three of these guys, Fournier, Gordon, or Vucevic? I don't see them being the future in Orlando. I think these guys should, get a shot to play for some contenders for a change. I'll throw up any of those names anywhere. I mean, we were just talking about Rubio going there. What do you think about any three of those guys taking off and going elsewhere?
I could see like Fournier going to Denver, back to Denver, or back or to Portland. Okay. More so Portland. I think Portland would really,
I like that.
Really profit off that. A guy that can score, a guy that has length and size. I think that would be a great fit. What do you think?
I think Fournier would be an awesome fit for Portland. Just what he can add with the scoring right now. McCollum's hurt, so if they were able to get him in there to fill in that spot for a while, that'd be great. That'd be solid. And when they come back, I mean, that would be a hell of a 3-point shooting team. Oh my goodness! I mean, the shooting squad that you could throw out there in potentially Lillard, Fournier, McCollum, Carmelo, and Cantor. That'd be wild. That'd be some shooting. There'd be some shooting going on. Give me the overs. You'd see 240 lines for certain.
Yeah,
for certain. Aaron Gordon, I would really love to see that dude on the Suns. I don't know how they could make that happen contract wise, but get a couple of teams in the mix and let's see what we can do. Because that would be a rolling offense with Aaron Gordon mixed in with Booker, Paul, and DeAndre Ayton. That would be mwah. That would be beautiful. What do you think?
It would literally be like the Clippers when Paul was playing for the Clippers. It would just be Slam City, him throwing up dunks all day.
Oh yeah, and everybody could shoot the three. I mean, it would be crazy.
I like it.
It would be nuts. So yeah, if you could get Aaron Gordon to the Suns somehow, that would be amazing. What other ones did I have pulled up for Aaron Gordon here? Lost my spot. I wouldn't hate Cleveland, but I think that they would lose some of their pieces. I just feel like they have a lot of guys that they could divvy up at that position. Whether it's maybe you give them Garland, C.D. Osman. Would you do C.D. Osman for Gordon, or is Osman still have enough upside for you?
No, I wouldn't. If I was Cleveland, well, if I was Cleveland, I would. But if I was Orlando, I wouldn't. We were talking about Oubre and who else? Draymond potentially leaving. I could see him working out at Golden State.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't hate that. But what are you doing there? You putting Wiggins at the 4?
You could trade Wiggins for him if you wanted to. I think that's a fair trade.
Andrew Wiggins for Gordon. It's a little bit too close. I mean, someone who's giving up the pick in that. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be some other players in the mix or a draft pick or something like that. I think it's too even. The two sides wouldn't do that.
Send them Draymond too. Get rid of him.
Okay. All right. I know. I mean, why not at this point? You got to get something for Draymond.
Yeah.
Just eating up a bunch of cash. always running his mouth and not doing enough in the box score. So yeah, I would
try and take Jonathan Isaac from him. He's been hurt, and when he's healthy, that guy has a lot of potential.
Okay, well he's actually injured right now.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's probably not
okay.
playing the rest of the year, but if you can get him with Gordon and you send him Draymond and Wiggins, you know, at least you, yeah.
I wouldn't hate that. What about Vucevic? I mean, top 5 center in the league. Is there any way that they could move him and get back a haul of picks, get back a haul of talent from anybody in particular?
I think anybody that, like, one of the few teams that could do it is the Celtics. They have a treasure chest of picks. They have all these pieces that you know are nice and shiny to a lot of different people. But you know, Danny Ainge he doesn't trade. He just doesn't do it. He just trades for more picks. That's all he does. He just has this. Nobody can have them. Like nobody picks. Can have them. These are mine.
These are mine.
I'm not sharing.
Go away.
Yeah.
You have none and you like it.
It's going to take a lot to, you know, at this point, Orlando's going to want an arm and a leg for him just because of his production. He's the number one player in fantasy.
Would you do it if you're the Spurs, like LaMarcus Aldridge in a piece for Vooch? LaMarcus Aldridge, a player and a pick.
What player?
But that's not the Spurs. That's not their sort of thing, though.
No.
I don't know, but I'll tell you in a second.
Actually, I could see Pop doing that.
Trying to show his youth. I'll tell you in a second. Let's see. LaMarcus Aldridge. I don't know. Trey Lyles, Devin Vessel.
You know, I don't see him wanting to trade their youth very much, but if you could get him
for a top 5 center in Vooch, I gotta imagine they could pull that trigger.
I would get him. I would get if I was Orlando, I'd want Aldridge and I'd want a guard. I'd want one of their young guards.
Lonnie Walker.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd do that.
But see, I think if their Fournier still there and those other guys are still there, I think Lonnie Walker just gets lost in the mix. So I think someone else would have to get moved. But yeah, I wouldn't hate that. I think the Spurs, if they had Vooch there,
isn't he a point guard?
They'd be rocking and rolling. What's that?
Isn't Lonnie a point guard?
He's listed as a shooting guard.
Oh, I thought he was a point. Well, I'd want a point guard for him with him.
Yeah, you're not getting Murray, and they don't want Patty Mills.
No.
Yeah, and you don't want Patty Mills. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What about a guy like Hassan Whiteside, who's just obviously not getting enough minutes? You know, he was a guy didn't lead the league in blocks last year. Now he's wasting away in Sacramento. I mean,
I think the Nets should go after him right now.
But who would you rather have, like Hassan Whiteside or Andre Drummond? Because it sounds like all things are pointing to Andre Drummond getting a buyout from Cleveland and then going straight to the Nets
for the same price. Like,
I guess you got to go Drummond. I have no idea. I have no clue. But that's all I'm hearing. That's all I'm hearing. I don't know how these teams pull off.
If I'm the Nets, I would rather have Drummond. Obviously, it's a no-brainer. You want Drummond for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Hassan Whiteside, anywhere else though? I mean, I'd take him on my Bulls right now. We're hurting. Wendell Carter's going to be out for 4 weeks, so give me Hassan Whiteside. Like I'll give up whatever for him. Honestly, I mean, I'm really not that impressed with Wendell Carter. I would love to see the Bulls go out and get a big man.
I only see him going to a contender. Yeah, at this point, that's what I see. I see maybe Philadelphia just stack up your bench like.
Yeah, that's true.
Stack up your bench. Go back to the Heat.
Dwight Howard isn't stacking enough for you.
Well, they did it with Javel Mcgee and Dwight Howard for the Lakers last year. So, I mean, why not?
I would love to see Otto Porter get moved for the Bulls as well. I mean, if they're all in for Patrick Williams, just do it. Just go all in for Patrick Williams. Let him play a bunch of minutes. Play, solid defense, not score, grab some rebounds and load up at center or power forward, because it doesn't really seem like Lauri Markkanen's going to come back either. He's another guy that honestly they can move him. I mean, I'm a fan. I want to see him flourish in Chicago, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. No indication that they're going to get him an extension. He's going to test the market. I don't see him coming back. I mean, there's nothing written on the walls of Chicago that says, hey, like this is somewhere where you want to sign. This is where you want to come to. But we can certainly make a trade and force people to play for us. Wouldn't hate that. So,
right.
And Otto Porter carries a big ton of cash with him. So you could, like I was telling you earlier, you could trade 2 first-round picks, Otto Porter, for Nikola Vucevic. I mean, you would probably also have to put in, another big man like Wendell Carter in there because someone's got to play center down there in Orlando. But if you wanted a pick, you wanted some picks, and Boston's not giving theirs up. Hey, Chicago, go get Vooch. That'd be great.
Right. What do you think about What do you think about Whiteside to like Washington since Thomas Bryant's hurt?
Every big man is hurt there. Yeah, I mean that would make sense. Whiteside, Westbrook, Beal. That'd be a good mix. That'd be solid. Westbrook wouldn't have to get so many damn rebounds. That'd be nice. And he just get used a ton. So yeah, make the call, Washington. I don't know. I mean, they're so hurt though. I don't even know who they'd have to trade for him. I really don't.
Right. Me either.
If you're the Kings, what would you want? I mean, to me, I want another guy at the 3 spot. Harrison Barnes just isn't doing enough offensively. Probably the only like solid defender that they have. So maybe if you get another guy at the 2 that can play really good defense, because Buddy Hield and Fox combined, it's just not a good mix.
Right. They're not going to get that much for him. He's not worth much. As long as we're getting something, you're not even playing the guy. So
right.
Get something. Picks, something.
Yeah, just a defender, in my opinion, that can play the 2 and the 3. Marvin Bagley, he was discussed about potentially getting traded. His skill set is, it could really go anywhere. I just don't see any teams having any immediate interest in him. You see anywhere where he can land?
No, I don't see him going anywhere. No one's.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. And I think they would have just traded him already. Like if people are giving you that, his dad literally said, "Trade my son." If people are giving you those problems, you start making a few phone calls. So I don't think he's going to be moved anywhere. We mentioned Andre Drummond, but Javel Mcgee, could he just be an easy fill-in for the Nets? They're already running DeAndre Jordan. Is Javel Mcgee and DeAndre Jordan enough? For the Nets.
I think so. What you want from these guys is rebounds and defense, and they're both good at that. And that's all you want.
Give us back the ball. It's not for you. We do the shooting here. It's not for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's honestly the best option for the Nets. The Hassan Whiteside, Andre Drummond, because Drummond, he still wants his in the paint. He's still going to be a guy that demands touches. Inside. So I don't think he's the option. I think the Nets are just going to get caught, chasing a little bit too hard, getting a little bit too aggressive, trying to go out and get all these stars. So I don't know. That's all I'm hearing is Drummond is absolutely going, but I think Mcgee would definitely be the better pick.
I agree.
Kevin Love was in the mix too, but what are they thinking? I mean, the guy's just never healthy.
No, never. I don't
Way
even
too
remember
expensive.
the last time he played a full season.
Yeah, way too expensive and just never healthy enough. I don't get it why he's still in the same talks as Mcgee and Drummond, but he's a name and he can shoot threes. So there it is. We were talking up the Raptors earlier. If they're going to give up a piece to get something big, I think it should be Fred VanVleet. What do you think?
Well, Kyle Lowry is like their franchise player, so getting rid of him. Really,
I think Siakam still makes more money, actually.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like through the eyes of the Toronto Raptors fan. He's always been there for us. Like he's basically the Russell Westbrook of the Raptors before Russ left OKC. He's the guy that really needs help. That needs an upgrade there with him. So I think that you can let go of VanVleet, and honestly, I think a team like the Kings, I think Buddy Hield for VanVleet would be a good swap, because the Kings, they have plenty of offense. They're getting a ton out of Rashawn Holmes, from Bagley, obviously from Darren Fox and Hield, but VanVleet he can still put up 20 to 25 points a game, and realistically, that's what Hield's going to give you. I mean, there's nights where, he goes off and gets a ton of points, but VanVleet can do all that. He just plays better defense. Yeah. And conversely, the Raptors, they get defense from everywhere else, but they just need another offensive weapon. Right. Would Buddy Hield be enough for you?
Not me. I would rather have VanVleet if I was
Toronto. Personally, Van Fleet's I like him better than Lowry. I would rather have
Interesting.
In my opinion, I'd rather have Fred.
Well, Van Fleet definitely he shows off like that Toronto culture of like for basketball, right? Gritty defender, puts up points with passion, really, because he's not a name. He's not a guy that you expect to put up 30 points a night, but he does. It happens. And when he's doing it, it's always, driving the lane, getting those and ones, gritty, back him down, pull up jumpers, can catch and shoot, it can spot up beyond the 3-point line, but he's also a guy that just can go really streaky, can go really cold. So to me, he's not a guy that I want to give a lot more money to. They already have. So, when I'm looking at an option that I could potentially move to get, a star player, and I'm not saying Buddy Hield's that. I'm just saying, if there's a place where they can give a little to get more back, I think it's in that 2 spot with Van Fleet. So I'm trying to think of like another swap.
If there's some way you could make a deal with Orlando and get Vucevic to Toronto and somehow make a 3-way trade or something.
Gosh. Toronto does not have enough pieces. Toronto does not have enough pieces. So how about this? What if you get Cleveland in the mix and you send Drummond to Orlando. You send Van Fleet to Cleveland. Yeah. And then you just send all of those other pieces like the C.D. Osmans, maybe even a Coro, maybe a Garland to Orlando.
Yep. And you get Vucevic to Toronto?
Yeah, you get Vuce to Toronto, and Cleveland gets Van Fleet and, I don't know, give me another piece from Orlando.
Michael Carter-Williams.
Yeah, they get that. Or Fultz, Markelle Fultz. I think that'd be another good one.
Either one.
Yeah. So yeah,
I think everybody wins.
Being the case, everyone would win. Really, Cleveland specifically because you get to just roll with Jared Allen, Van Fleet, Sexton, Osman. I think that'd be solid.
Still have Kevin Love when he's okay to play.
And Larry Nance is getting it done for them too. I mean, I know he's like healthy, not healthy, but he plays like a stud. That's for sure. Yeah. So yeah, I think that would be a really good mix for the Cavs. Get that done. Get us at a GM's office. What the hell? Yeah. Another one for the Spurs, Rudy Gay, not getting enough minutes for me. They've pulled back in his role. I think he's a guy, honestly, like I would love him with the Lake Show or the Clippers. Get him to a contender.
Yeah. What about Portland?
Portland too. Yeah, absolutely. They could definitely use another guy at the 4. Him and Melo would be a really good mix. I would love. I mean, obviously Melo's not a starter, but when you get the full setback with Lillard, McCollum, Melo, Gay, and then Nurkic, he's technically the starter, but throw Enes Kanter in that mix too. That'd be a good swath of offense.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I like that one. What about a spotty guy like Kendrick Nunn who's filled in for the Miami Heat? Could you see a guy like him getting moved to a potential contender that wants some depth?
The first thing that comes to my mind is the Nets.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're missing LeVert's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
Dinwiddie's hurt. I mean, just some depth there would be nice.
Who's that French dude that's going off for them? Charaway? He's got the long name.
They call him TLC for short.
He's getting
so you don't have to say his name.
TLC is getting the
Timothy Cabarrou.
Something French. He's getting the LeVert role right now. So he's getting those extra looks off the bench. The points aren't there, but the rebounds, the assists, it's coming. So
yeah, he's really streaky. He's like a skinnier version of Larry Nance.
Yeah, pretty much. But he's a good facilitator, and they've got dudes there that can shoot. So, yeah, None to the Nets. I also like coming off the bench for the Bucks as well. I think that would give them a really good look off the bench.
I really like them picking up Augustine. That's a great pickup for them.
That's the kind of Kendrick Nunn reminds me of is a DJ Augustine.
They already have him there. So, I mean, one more guard. How many guards do they have behind that?
But DiVincenzo, like how long does that last? Like he's playing well, but I feel like you kind of want another guy there. Just
And then
another guy that can shoot the
I think
three-point
they
ball.
bring McCoddington.
Mm-hmm.
They're Pat Coddington. He comes
That's
off
my
the
guy.
bench. Yeah, I like him. He's a gritty.
ND. Gritty. Just shoots a three. Let's go.
Yeah.
Put him behind
Gets
the three-point line. It happens. It happens. It happens. It's not saying it doesn't.
He's a longer guard for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. At Notre Dame, he could play the 4. Easy. No problem.
Yeah.
Let's see. Another guy, Eric Gordon, I think just on the wrong team. Not saying a contender can afford him, at his contract, but someone that I think that should be on the move. I don't think Houston's the spot for him, to be perfectly honest. Him and Oladipo pretty much do the same things, and he's coming out, and Gordon's coming off the bench now. It's a guy that could start anywhere in the league, unless he just wants to come off the bench. What do you think about if he's going to come off the bench? Why not for like the Celtics? I think that's a guy you could. I think that's a guy you could give a pickup for.
I see him more of like maybe Dallas.
Okay, but he's not.
You don't have to go. He doesn't have to move that far.
Yeah, but I don't see him starting in Dallas. I mean, I could see. Well, I don't know, because then they'd have to put Marcus Smart on the bench for the Celtics, and I don't think that's what they want to do, because they're running him into 2 right now, right behind Kemba.
Yep.
But Gordon, Smart, either one, whoever starts or comes off the bench, it's a good mix.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind them giving.
I like it. I like it. I like him as a 6 man off the bench. Personally, that's what I would do, because he's going to bring that scoring factor off the bench. And last year it was Wanamaker for us. Right. So, and it's nothing special, but he wasn't that bad. Like, it doesn't show up as like this nice big number like a Jordan Clarkson or,
right.
But I like Gordon coming off the bench. What we give up for him, would definitely decide whether it's worth it or not.
Yeah, I think the Knicks would be another good spot for him too. They just don't have like any real identity at the 1 and 2 guard spot.
Right.
I mentioned Payton. I mentioned quickly already. Yeah, they have Barrett play the 2, but he could play the 3. They don't have to have him play the 2. So I think New York would be a good spot for him as well. And Toronto could use another shooter off the bench.
We really ate our words with Barrett at the end of the year. We're like just nothing but hate for New York and RJ Barrett and Randall.
Getting a lot out of them. Oh yeah, we definitely have the Nick hate still on the show. The Knicks have in general made us eat our words. So yeah, but that's Tom Thibodeau. That's what you get out of that team. I'm still sticking to my words that they're not going to be the same team in the second half of the season. It won't be there. Unless they make a trade and elevate the roster. I don't know. What's that?
You didn't draft any Knicks, did you?
I am constantly using some Alfred Payton. So I did draft Alfred Payton. He's been solid. A little bit slower recently. The production has gone down. Emmanuel Quickley was a guy that I added the other day. There's no games. So he was coming off a 31-point game. I went back. I got nothing out of it. Like literally nothing out of it. So he's already gone, already dropped. Definitely a guy that was on your team and off your team right away for certain. Yep. Another guy that's constantly like that is Doug McDermott. He's constantly on my roster, off my roster. If he's got a game, I'll start him, and if there's no other games on, he's a guy that I'll grab. He started tonight. They're hurting without Karis LeVert. Isn't that crazy? He got traded and they found out he had cancer. That was wild.
That sucks, man. I hope he recovers soon for sure.
They say, oh yeah, he's good. They removed it. He's going to be fine. All's well. But you had to find out, just by getting traded. That was kind of wild. So let's see. And then the last couple we got up here are Wiggins and Kelly Oubre for Golden State. Golden State, they have the opportunity here to make a run out of it. Seth Curry's playing, as good as you said he would, preseason, if not better, right? I'm saying potentially he's going to put up 50 points tonight up against the Timberwolves. Oubre obviously been underwhelming, but I still feel like there's a lot to be desired from Oubre, especially defensively. I wouldn't mind taking him on the Bulls. I would take him on my team for sure. Wiggins, I feel the same way. I feel like they're getting a lot out of him, but I feel like Oubre, like we were talking earlier about Lonzo Ball and JJ Redick for Oubre. I don't think that's a good trade. Like, I feel like Oubre as a starter for that team is more valuable than the depth that they would get from, Ball and Redick in return. Is there anywhere where you could see those guys really flourishing, or a player that they could get for those guys that would really push Golden State into, high-end playoff talk?
I would look to ship them two different directions.
Mm-hmm.
I would try and work out a 3-way deal potentially with Orlando and another team. I think everybody's up in the air with this Vucevic guy. Everybody should be taking a good long hard look at him, because he's, like we said, he's a top 5 center. And if you're hurting at center and he's available, he's out there, Orlando is looking to shop him. Yes. So these teams need to really take a good hard long look, and if you can get a deal done to get Vooch, you're winning no matter what.
Vooch and Wiseman, that would be a crazy combination. I mean,
what do you think?
Wiseman would still come off the bench.
Yeah, if you could keep Wiseman and have him, I love it.
Oh gosh, I mean, I would hope they wouldn't have to give up Wiseman, but I mean, if you're the Golden State Warriors, do you do that? I mean, would you give up Wiseman and Oubre?
What do you think about Wiseman, Oubre for Fournier and Vooch?
Oh gosh, hands down, I'd do it in a minute, right? If I get Fournier with it too.
If you could somehow work something out like that with some picks.
Yeah, so Wiseman, Oubre, and a pick. Yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat for Fournier and Vooch. I would probably do it even with Fultz right now. He's not going to be back, but I'd probably even do it with Michael Carter-Williams and Vooch. Yeah. Just take it on the nose. I'm not sure how the salaries would match up with, though. You might need Draymond Green in that trade just to make the salaries work.
I would assume Wiggins' contract is bigger. So I would keep Oubre and potentially look to trade him somewhere else.
So Wiggins and Wiseman for maybe Vooch and Terrence Ross.
Yeah, or Ross or Fournier, if you would, either one.
Yeah, well, Fournier would be preferred, but I don't know if they would do that straight back like that. So I'm not too sure.
If you could somehow get the Pelicans to look at Oubre straight up for Ball too.
But why do you want Ball on Golden State?
I mean, I don't want him there, but if you're gonna get something, and maybe you could ship Ball somewhere else. Who knows?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you can get another team into the mix, obviously that's going to help you. But I think what they need is just another legit finisher. I would love Rudy Gay there too. Rudy Gay to Golden State, certainly going to be a lot cheaper. I think that would be a home run trade. Oubre for Rudy Gay.
Do you think Golden State made the right choice with taking Wiseman instead of Ball, LaMelo?
Yes, because Ball would not have fit into their offense. What's he going to do? I mean, then you're literally turning.
If you put Curry at the 2.
Yeah, but then all you're trying to do is recreate the wheel with Steph Curry as Klay Thompson. And Curry is a great off the ball shooter. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, he'll shoot the lights out, catching and shooting. But why not just run the pick and roll with him? Right. Why not let him create his own shot? That's where you want the ball. If Klay Thompson's not there, you want the ball in Steph's hands. That's it. Period. Right. Running the pick and roll with Draymond. Obviously, James Wiseman is a great help with that, running the pick and roll. But you have the guys in Paschal that can do some things off the bench. Kelly Oubre, when he shoots, it's great. When he's shooting over 40%, things look good. It's just that there's just been so many nights that it hasn't this season, and so I think it's cold. He just goes cold too often. So yeah, I would take Rudy Gay straight up for him. Eric Gordon for Oubre. Any other names? Fournier for Oubre is just straight up in general. Just don't even get Vooch out of there. Fournier for Oubre, I would do that. If you could somehow get Aaron Gordon there, I know we mentioned him to the Suns, but to Golden State would be brilliant as well. Maybe Draymond. Draymond for Gordon, I think is solid. Obviously, Vooch would be the more desired, Magic player, but he's expensive. It's not a tough buy. It's not just something you can just go out and just get. The picks are there, but at the end of the day, the numbers got to work. They got to math it out at the end of the day here. So let's jump into some of our live updates, and after that, we'll close it out here.
Alrighty.
All right. So going back to the Kings and the Magic, looking at 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Kings up 87-71. Ouch, blowing it wide open. Spread is now at 12.5. We're looking at a 16-point spread or 16-point lead right now. So yeah, I'll still take the Magic at the 12.5. Totals at 231, trending to the under now. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll still take the Magic 12.5. I'll stay away from the over/under.
Yeah, for the live total, Magic could make a run here early part of the fourth quarter. In the third quarter, Magic have been fine. They've only been outscored by 1 point, 22-21. It's just that big first quarter 32-23 run. That's really what gave the Kings the biggest leverage. Kings outscored them in the second quarter by 6, 33-27. So, Magic's keeping a little bit more even right now, but Kings are getting it done. Let's see. Pistons are down now, 74-79. Told you, Cavs come back. Over under is at 216.5. Spread is Pistons plus 5.5. I will take Pistons plus 5.5. What do you think?
Pistons plus 5.5.
Yeah, I think that's the bet still. Yeah, they're keeping pace, and they were leading for most of this game. So you'd imagine that they could still finish strong here. Still taking the over 216.5. What do you think?
216.5 for Detroit and Cleveland, correct?
Yep. It's gonna be close, but I'm gonna take the over still.
Hold on 1 second.
Got to math it out.
Yeah.
I'm watching that game right now. Yeah, actually,
I'm gonna take the under.
As Jared Allen takes a layup in. That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under on that.
Fair enough. I think it's gonna be close, but I'm gonna take the live over. Next up, we got the Pacers over the Hornets, 79-73. We actually have a point spread now, no longer a pick 'em, 5 points. Probably going to take the Hornets to cover that. They're only down 6 now. Live total is at 217.5. Going to the over. What do you think?
What is the number again?
I'm sorry, 217.5.
Over, and I will take the Pacers to cover. What was it? 6?
5.
5, yeah. I'm gonna take the Pacers to cover that. I think they're gonna beat them by 5 or more.
All right, right on. Let's see, Denver Nuggets. Ooh, wow, smashing the Heat, 58-33, covering. Spread right now is at 16.5. Over under is at 193.5. Yikes! It's at halftime. Heat had 12 first quarter points, 21 in the second. Ouch. Yeah, I'm gonna take the under. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah, do it. I'm not gonna go there personally, but if I were, yes, I would definitely go under at this point.
I don't know if they're gonna score 70 points in this game. This is wild.
No.
Man, the Heat did not come to play, making me eat my words tonight. So much for the 150,000 parlay I got, my 20 picks.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna hit, bud. I don't think we're getting rich. Next one up, we got Lakers 45 to 76ers 47. 76ers getting it done. Right now, 76ers plus 1.5. You still going to the Lakers? Minus 1.5?
I am.
Right. Well, you're getting more value now. I mean, now's the time to get it.
Yeah, that's the beauty of live betting. Wait.
Exactly.
Wait. I've talked to a lot of bettors, and they preach. Just wait and watch the game a little bit and hit the number when you like it.
I need to take that advice, except for my advice, or at least the advice I should be taking is don't bet at 11 in the afternoon, Justin.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Eat some lunch first, maybe.
But I got picks to make. I'm trying to get these in on the daylight, trying to make haste.
Yeah. I got to make that money.
I really do like the afternoon numbers, though. When I'm looking at spreads, like, I'm typically getting better numbers, at least on the like when I'm doing my best bets, and my best pick articles. I'm typically getting the numbers the night before because I got to write it, the night before, really early the morning of, and those numbers I'm typically are better than what the final numbers are. Mm-hmm. So,
of course, because it's moving all the time, and then all of a sudden, you never know when one player is going to sit or.
Right.
They get COVID Who knows?
And typically when I'm looking at those
risky.
games,
it's very risky to be picking them numbers early.
Right. And typically when I'm looking at those games, I'm targeting games where there's not many players in question. The only time I've had one of those happen has been postponements, like where a game just like literally gets pulled from a card.
And then you just get your money back.
Actually, I've had it happen 3 times, and 2 out of the 3 times, my picks all hit, so they still cashed all of them. It's just for a little bit less money. Yeah. Like the other night, the Spurs game was postponed. Didn't matter. Still gave it to me. I had 3 teams picked. They were one of the teams I picked to cover. Postponed. My other picks hit, so they cashed it. Woohoo!
Nice.
Yep.
Can't complain about that.
Cannot complain about that. Exactly. Let's see. Brooklyn and the Hawks, 55-55 at the half. The Hawks still at plus money, plus 195 on the money line. I like it. Hawks plus 4.5. I will take that as well. Live total is at 225. I will take the under.
The under is 225.
Yep. Right now we're on pace for 220. So I'm going to go with the trend.
I'm going to go over, and I am going to ride that trend with you where you're saying, Brooklyn keeps on letting them back into games no matter who they're playing. The Hawks are pretty good. I mean, the record speaks for itself. You said plus 4. I'll go with the trend. I'll go with the trend, Bruni.
Yep, I like it. Hawks are going to cover tonight. The Nets, they just won't burn anybody. Next up, we got the Bucks over the Raptors, 63-54. Looks like the Bucks will cover here, but I don't know. They moved up their live line to 10 points. I don't like that. I like the Raptors to still cover 10, but they're starting to create some separation here. Live total is 233. Oh, give me the under. Wow.
It's the Giannis show. 233.
If there's anything you take away from the show right now, you need to run to a sports book, man. 233.5 for what's this live total right now?
That's tough. That's really tough.
It's 117 right now total.
No way. You said 233?
No way they keep up the second. The
Raptors only scored 21 points, and it's not far off.
Yeah,
but they scored 21 points in the second. I don't see them doing that again.
Every quarter so far, they're not going to keep that pace, and the Raptors aren't going to have another quarter where they put over 30 points either. So, yeah, I'm slamming that.
Look at this a little bit. Looks like the Raptors are getting out rebounded by 6. 3-point percentage, they're both sitting pretty much at 40.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no way they keep that pace.
Under. Yeah, you're right. They're up, and if they stay up 10 the whole time, yeah.
Exactly.
They're going to be jacking up shots to try and catch up, and if they're not going in, they're going to be climbing down real quick on that under.
I'm not expecting that they will. Last game up here for our live update, we got the Celtics and Spurs taking off. Celtics already up 11-4. Spurs not looking good for the cover, but the total is looking good. We're at 225.5. Obviously still really early, but it's a favorite of ours to hit tonight. Spurs now at 6.5 on the spread. They're giving you more points here. I guess I'd take that.
I would take the plus 6.5.
So yeah, I mean the Celtics get off to an early lead. We get a couple of more points. I like it, and they're already covering again. It's already within 6. So yeah, I'm going to take the Spurs still. They're playing at home, playing gritty basketball. DeRozan, one of your favorites in DFS. So yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Spurs at plus 6.5 still.
I agree. Under still as well. 6.5 to the Spurs. That just seems like a blessing.
Yeah, definitely still one of my favorites to hit the under here. Looks like we're about to have the Suns and Thunder take off. We still both like the Suns in this one, and I believe we're both on the over. Is that right?
I am on the over for the Phoenix game, correct?
Yeah, it should be a good amount of offense there, and I also believe the Thunder are going to cover.
What is it, 10.5?
It was something too big. I think it was at 7 or 8, but it was something still too big.
7.5.
I got Devin Booker over here warming up like he's going to play in this game. I hate when they do this stuff, man. I really hate it. Says he's out, but he's over here, doing warm-ups like he's not. So it's really annoying. Dislike that.
Huh. Interesting.
All right, cool. Well, you got anything to close it out with?
Not off the top of my head. What do you think? Super Bowl? Who you picking?
Still going Chiefs.
Chiefs. Yep.
Still going Chiefs.
What do you think about good old Tom?
I think he's going to put up a good show, but the thing with Tom is that especially in these Super Bowls and when he's won them, obviously with the Patriots, is they never go away. They never go away. They just come at you and come at you and come at you. It's just that the Chiefs do the same exact thing. Like,
yeah,
they stepped on the Bills' throats, man. Like,
and Mahomes doesn't turn the ball over. And what did Brady turn it over 3 times?
Oh, he was trying like hell.
He's trying to give that game away.
I mean, realistically, Packers don't go for it on 4th down or whatever. They don't kick a field goal on 4th.
They didn't. Yeah,
and they just A-Rod go for it.
That?
Yeah, I don't know, because Tom Brady just gave you like literally every chance in the world. He's not going to give you one more. Like, it was like 3 straight possessions Tom gave up. It was, and 2 of them were interceptions. So yeah, I mean, Buccaneers, it's a cool story, but realistically, the Packers lost that game, and rather than the Buccaneers winning it, that was my take. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I think that the Bucs still put up enough offense for us to hit the over. Live over right now is looking at 56, 55 and a half. Give me the over. I'll be taking the over on Mahomes passing props. I mean, we saw what this Chiefs team did last year when they were down at the end of the game, 7 minutes left, and they still came back and popped them.
Right?
That San Francisco defense is way better than what this Buccaneers defense is this year. So, and
and
that's given a lot of respect still. The Bucs defense is good. It's just not as good as what the Niners were last year, and the Chiefs had the answer for them. They had every last extra play that they needed literally to come out with a win. So, yeah, Chiefs all day.
Yeah, definitely love the over for passing yards for Mahomes. I think that's just a no-brainer.
305.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'll be hammering down on that. It's a good episode here. TITTH number 100. We're going to take off, guys. Be well. We'll see you next Wednesday.